But all right, guys, so episode 8.
Episode 8.
Coming out, here we go. If you guys did not see, we had an amazing episode last week with Raven and Jacqueline talking about first-time competitors. But we do have a first-time competitor in the house, Diego, and he's going to be doing the Sarasota show. We got my longest-running client ever, Sebastian, here. Longest-running client, guys, been like years. So, and then we got big boy Kevin over here. He just competed last year, won his class. He's competing in the Sarasota show.
Oh, yeah.
So, today we're going to talk a lot about classic physique, have some other topics and stuff we're going to talk about. But what you got, Dustin?
Oh, man, it's going to be a beautiful day today, as always, right? Classic physique. We got 2 classic physique competitors. I don't think you've ever competed classic yet, correct?
Might be, though.
Exactly. He might be competing in classic physique if he dials it down. Yep. How do you feel about that?
I'm open to it.
Yeah?
I'm open. 25 more pounds.
Yep.
25 more pounds.
As long as they're giving on when I height in, because I'm like right on that border.
I think, 5'7", almost exactly.
On the dot, yeah. So I'm gonna grow my hair out, spike it up a little bit, and try.
Yeah.
I can do to get the extra 7 pounds.
Yes, spike it up. Use some like heavy gel so it's like hard.
Do whatever I have to. Yeah.
But to be honest, man, like most of these shows, if you tell them you're 5'7" and they come back like 5'6" and 3/4, but dude, no, I'm 5'7", they'll be like, "Oh, come here for a second," and then they'll remeasure you and they'll give it to you. For the most part, don't quote me on that, guys, because don't go to your show plan on that. But for the most part, I've seen that happen at least 20 times in my career, so it's pretty common. But when you're there, man, it's tough to make that weight. I mean, no one knows it better than Sebastian. Making the weight was nuts. What we lose? How much weight did we lose?
I was actually going to say that brought me to my next point. I remember my first show last year, we had to lose like 12 pounds within 48 hours.
I remember that.
12, 13 pounds. And I was in the gym. Shout out to Austin. He actually helped me out. He's a wrestler in college, and he taught me like the ways. And if it wasn't for him, honestly, like I probably wouldn't have done it. I remember I called you. I think it was like the day of the show, or like 4 hours to weigh-ins. I was like, bro, I don't think I'm going to do this. Because I had like four more pounds to go. Like I had already been depleted, no carbs, and then 400 pounds ago. It was just brutal, but we did it, honestly.
Yep.
So
I remember
I can do it, you can definitely do it.
Yeah. 25 doesn't sound so bad now.
Like,
12 weeks.
It wasn't 48 hours, guys. We're talking it was about 24 hours exactly, because I remember I was going to the gym.
It was
and it was about 3:30. I was heading to the gym, and like I just, for some reason, I'm like, man, like, you know what it was? Joe the realtor messaged me. He's like, dude,
there's only this many people.
There's only 30 people in the show. I'm like, call Sebastian, dude, what do you think about doing this?
Get them nationally qualified.
And he's like, fuck it, let's just jump in it, right? And so we had to lose 13 pounds, and I've never seen Sebastian look that zombified in my entire life. Like his face, dude, from losing 13 pounds of water was just like sucked into his skin.
Oh, I saw him check into the gym every day. Yeah, dude, check-in, didn't say a word to anybody. Hit the sauna.
I felt bad though, because like I feel like a lot of people probably think, oh, he's a dick, But I was literally just struggling mentally. I was just trying to get to the cardio machine and just do what I could, because I couldn't push it. I was just, if I were to talk, I'd be like, I didn't want to say anything. Like if somebody says something bad, or
you just
slip up or something like that. You know how it is.
Freak out on somebody real quick.
Yeah, it's possible for sure, but it was brutal for sure. I was probably one of the hardest preps, or no, not prep, but like the hardest thing to do, getting ready for a show.
Yeah,
but
we pretty much starved him for 2 days, gave him some egg whites, and just got him on stage. And he actually won. He battled Classic Mass, and that was a battle.
That was
actually a 1-point decision. Remember, from David, it was a 1-point decision for that one.
And we went from I think we went from 2 weeks out to like 2 days out. Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah.
Third day or so. Oh, which is crazy.
So you hearing this, man? What's your first competitor? What's like your biggest worry when it comes to competing?
To be honest, right now it's probably just my size. I'm already super lean, so I just feel like it could be a downside to me. I mean, literally, I've been seeing like you 3 are kind of the reason I'm even considering bodybuilding. I ran into him. Not really ran into him, but I was like leg pressing near him, and he was explaining his show experience. I think it was kind of roughly around this show, and I heard him say like, "Yeah, I'm taking a year off just to put on some mass." So, seeing someone as big as him, he has my, I guess, dream physique. Minus the gear.
He's natural. What do you mean?
Creatine in it.
Like creatine, duck eggs.
Just seeing someone like him, willing to grind, put his head down, see the vision. I really feel like I have the potential to do that. And in the future, maybe gear might be an option.
Yeah, you never know, man. It's always going to be there.
I feel like
stay as natural as long as you can.
Test the waters,
Exactly.
Get my foot in the door.
Right. Did you watch the Kamal podcast?
I did not.
No, so that's one thing we hyped on a lot was like how like he stayed natural for a long period of time, built his physique. I did the same thing, and the only reason why I ever even decided to compete was because of Classic. I remember in 2014 we started hearing rumors that Classic Physique was going to come out. 2015 it came out, and me personally, man, I don't know this monster over here, but me personally, I never wanted to be like 300 pounds, right? I'm 5'10", so for me to be competitive in bodybuilding, I would have had to be 280 pounds. So Classic Physique when it came out was so just obtainable for me. I was like you, man. I was natural. I had a great freaking foundation. How old are you?
23.
Okay, so the same age. So I had a great foundation, but I knew what it took to turn pro, right? So I decided to go down that path of PEDs, right? And again, in Classic Physique, what I love is that you don't have to use compounds. You don't have to take X, 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 and X that these open guys are doing to be able to verse the Nick Walkers and all them top dogs right now. So I love Classic Physique. When it came out, man, it just really intrigued me. What about you? When Classic came out.
When Classic came out, that's when I started competing.
Yeah.
My buddy was competing in men's physique. That was his first competition and his second competition. And he was my training partner. And I was like, I could do this, but I don't want to put on some fucking board shorts. And yeah, so, I mean, for those of you that don't know out there, I've been a Classic Physique competitor my entire career, aside from being a pro. So I've done 9 competitions in Classic Physique. I still am Classic at heart. I will never stop training my legs, no matter how many times fucking Matt tells me to. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm going to be a complete physique. And, eventually, potentially, I might go and move up to Classic Physique. But anyways, how many competitions have you done?
So I've done, I want to say, I think it was like 2020 was my first show, and then 2021.
You've done 4 with me.
I did 4 with you, so then I did six shows so far, 6 shows.
Okay.
So I've had third show was with Matt. First show I had trained with Chris Massaro. It was the first one that got me into it. And then the second one I had another.
He's coming on
I
the
can't
podcast.
think of the guy, but it was a really good coach. But
So how many?
the third show was with Matt.
So 6 for
So total six shows total?
So it took me 6 shows. It wasn't until like my 4th or 5th show I finally started seeing.
Yeah.
It literally takes time to like start.
And then for you, Kevin, how many shows have you done?
I've done 5, but
So-
my first one was in 08.
Okay, yeah, so it's been pretty spread out.
Holy
How
shit.
old were you?
Right?
Like,
I must have been like either 9.
Kills
9
me.
or
Right.
Kills me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then I
at
asked
18 years old.
So then I ask you these questions to segue into this question as far as you guys have experience in competing. This guy does not. So give me one good thing in terms of not necessarily you've seen something negative happen and then you learned from that. Give me something good first in terms of what he can expect from his first competition.
Like backstage or just?
Just in general.
So my first shows were, I took a 12-year hiatus. And then
Okay.
my first show back was last year.
Yeah.
So I can only really reference that.
Right.
For me, I'd say as a first-time competitor, like, it gets harder than you think it's going to be. Like 100% gets harder than you think it's going to be. But then for me, where I felt like I was kind of, and these guys saved my ass, was backstage, just being 100% prepared with when to eat this or drink that or when to pump up. I mean, it gets a little bit crazy backstage, and having a good team like to support you literally saved me.
Yeah, for sure,
I
dude.
almost missed my class, and Dustin's like, dude, let's go.
Let's go, baby.
I'm not sure who it was.
Yeah.
But be as prepared as possible, have the right coaches, have somebody backstage to help you out. And
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing for me.
And what about you? What piece of advice do you got to give him?
I would say just honestly soak up the experience and just like, all right, so you're working for like, let's say 12, 20 weeks or whatever it is for your prep. But the day of the show, like enjoy the experience. Like enjoy it. You work so fucking hard for 20, 16, 12 weeks out. I feel like a lot of guys don't really enjoy it. They don't soak it in. So like when you're going to jump on stage, think about the days you wake up doing faster cardio, the days you didn't want to work out, all of that for your first show. Because it's literally 12 weeks for like a minute on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So enjoy that. I think the bodybuilding community is really, really like helpful amongst each other backstage. Like everybody's supporting each other. You're gonna fit in. Like you're gonna go in there, do your first show. You're gonna be like, oh, okay. Everybody here is a bodybuilder. Like I feel like I'm in the right atmosphere.
Included. I'm
And you're
PC.
gonna be
Yeah.
included, right? And everyone there is helpful. It's your first show. Honestly, shout out to these guys because these guys have built a team. So like my first show, I didn't have anybody. Like I didn't have my coach there. I was just by myself. I was 20. I was freaking out. I was like, man, there's like, I don't know what to do. And I was just like pumping up on myself. So that's one thing that you guys will have going into your first show. You're gonna have a team. You're gonna have support. You're gonna have guys around you just supporting you. You're gonna be pumping up. So, yeah, just enjoy the experience, man. Honestly, because you worked 12 weeks for 40 seconds a minute, the most. Enjoy all that experience, and then you're gonna fall in love with it for sure.
Yeah. All right,
Two
then.
other things, man.
Go ahead.
Pose your face off.
Yeah.
For
Because
sure.
posing 3 minutes in your kitchen versus 3 minutes on stage is not the same.
Completely different story.
It's totally different, man. Like it's one of the hardest things you'll do is get on stage. If they work you a little bit, like you in classic mass, they switched you guys about 15 times.
For sure.
That was a battle.
I'm just feeling for you.
And guys, if you don't know, man, for Sebastian's front pose, because we weren't fully conditioned for that show, right?
Oh, not
he
at
had to
all.
keep a vacuum,
Not at all.
and when he breathed, he had to bring his arms in and take a breath, and then vacuum and hold the vacuum because it was like we had a little bit of fat there.
Yeah,
So,
because we went
so
from, like I said, we went from 2 weeks out to then like 2
But you don't,
Brutal,
unless
bro.
you've done it,
It
you
was
don't know what
crazy.
that feels like.
Yeah.
How hard that is.
Yeah.
Even just yesterday, and seeing you sweat after a couple minutes, like, it's hard, man. Pose your face
Yes.
off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
people miss the posing.
Other part of the question. So we gave him some good piece of advice. What is something in terms of any one of your preps that you've ever done that you either fucked up or there was a bad experience or something that you could have learned from, and what good came
I
from
want
that?
Sebastian to go first on this one.
Go ahead, Bash.
There's a lot of things.
Come on, Seb.
Things I could really get into, but your first show, I mean, you're going into something that your body isn't like necessarily like ready for, mentally and physically. So, I would say like remember if you ever like start to get hungry, you know, like you're gonna want to like spike out on people, but you got to keep your composure. Again, you're choosing to do this. You know, you're not having a gun to your like head and someone's telling you to do it, forcing you to do it. But you know, just try to keep your composure at all times. You know, like if you ever get hungry, I mean, if you have a girlfriend too, like don't try to like blow up on her or something like that. Friends or anything, because you know, once you get done with the show, and then you're coming back to like normal life, eating whatever, you're like, oh man, like I really messed up. You know, talking to so and so at the gym when I was like just hungry. So I would just say, you know, keep your composure throughout, you know, the whole process, honestly.
Yep.
Because you're choosing to do it.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
But it's a privilege to be able to do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think when people a lot of times make it seem like it's just like we're going to battle, going to war. I can appreciate that, but it's also like it's our choice, right? It's our decision. It's a privilege to get to do it. So kind of bringing it back to reality. Like if you want to kind of lash out sometimes, it's like,
I've already kind of had a little bit of taste of that. Just the first 2 weeks of prep.
First two.
First 2 weeks, food's so high, buddy.
Because I'm not used to the structure of eating, everything that I was eating. So
Yeah.
like that in itself was a huge adjustment. So I mean, I literally gave everybody a warning, like, hey, I'm starting prep. I'm kind of just focusing on me right now. And if I react any type of way, it's nothing against you right now. I'm just trying to get accustomed to the routine of everything. Whereas like now that I'm into it a little bit deeper, I mean, I have those cravings. I have those times where I'm like really irritable, especially being in the service industry. Days I don't want to fucking deal with people. But I mean, like you said, I for the most part just keep my composure, and I understand that I did choose this life, and the only person that's going to benefit is myself. So I'm take that with a grain of salt. But just keeping my composure is definitely.
I think it'll get
what I'm
easier too.
focusing
Like
on.
once you get that first show out of the way, you start doing your second, third, fourth show. You already know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just like pushing it like levels to it now. But I think
Yeah.
the first show, you get it out of your system. You do your first show, you know what to expect now, and then it will just get easier from there, in my opinion.
But I think, the number one thing you need to not do is eat Jell-O. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about
He said he was hungry and shit, and then I was like, yeah, what was you hungry for? What happened?
Yeah, so we'll put Sebastian on the box a little bit. Like last year after nationals, I kind of sat him down. I'm like, all right, bro, you got to be honest with me now. What could you have done better? What did you do off plan, right? And the one thing he said was that he ate some sugar-free Jell-O. You know what I'm saying? He put in whatever the hell that means, right? Which I'm sure he wasn't a little bit because it's hard. But to be honest, man, he was on no carbs, so he's trying to. To just don't fucking cheat. If you're gonna do this shit, do it 100%. You hired a great coach, right? Give him 100% because a lot of people, they'll try to do it the first couple shows, and no one ever masters that discipline the first 2 shows. If you can master it, dude, you're gonna be phenomenal. Like you're gonna be like a Brianna or Natalia. Like the first 2-time competitors, Natalia was second at nationals. Jen, first time pretty much competing, dude. She almost got a pro card, and it's like they know what to expect now. If you cheat, the whole fucking prep, you're never going to know what your true potential is, you know? So with Dustin, like, just let him control everything, man. When you have those weak moments, blow him up. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I told him today. I tell him all the way.
I don't care. You blow him up, bro.
With yours, Natalia, the bit where you made her cut her hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, he hasn't said anything about,
Bro, you know?
disciplinary actions. If I
There
think.
is disciplinary actions on this
But
team.
I just know there's some shit hidden in there where I'm just too afraid to even try.
That's fucking hilarious.
If it's literally, if it's not on the plan and he says this,
Yeah.
and before he even said this, I have this mentality.
That's
if it's
awesome.
not on the fucking plan, I'm not doing
Don't do it. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So.
Diego's been money
Good.
on it. You know what I mean? He's
believe
been
it,
killing
man.
it. He's
I believe
been busting his ass. His effort is there. I see him every every Sunday, a little after check-ins. Well, yesterday was Little Father's Day, so I'm gonna check him out probably after this. But man, he's on his shit and he's getting dialed in. It's looking nasty.
So we got a lot of shows coming up. You know, one in particular that I've been excited about for like a year now since Sebastian stepped off stage last is, you know, the Caribbean Grand Prix. We are
gonna be dope.
So excited. We are going to the Bahamas.
It's gonna be good, man.
We're having fun. We're going to the Dreamland over there in Atlantis, right? Give us a little bit of how excited you are to step on that
So
stage.
I'm very excited. You know, going to First Nationals. I'm not gonna lie. After coming on the first and second show, like I won the shows, right, and then I got a little bit too like cocky, confident. I'm like, oh, Nationals, I'm gonna win this.
Got complacent.
So then, like now going in there and seeing like other guys from like the top in the country, it's like, okay, like nobody here is playing. Like you got to be on it. It's either everybody has that national like overall level or better. So then that really woke me up. And then once I came off that last national show, I really just went from like to a whole new level of like I didn't think I could get to. Like I'm dialed in on my plan. I took the off season serious. So I'm very, very excited, man. Like I can't wait to pretty much show off what we worked on. And I'm going to be 5 pounds heavier than last show. Because the weight cap went up.
Yes.
So taking a year and 1 month off was very, very helpful for me too. Because now I was able to work on the weak points for me, which is my upper body. And honestly, it's going to be a good year.
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel like you both are so similar, dude. You know, like your legs are phenomenal. Both you guys are like nationally fucking pro ready legs. It's just building the upper body, and everyone has different like muscle groups that they can connect with. Like I know Dustin, you know, I already know his connects with his chest. The motherfucker's chest is like a wall. You know, like it's fucking insane. Like me, it's always been my arms. It's always been like honestly my quads. I have great quads, but you know, I feel like chest is one of those things for both of you. We bring that up. Domination, you know, and if you guys don't know, you know, big boy over here, Kevin, he's competing in Sarasota, and I could not be more excited to just have him grace this stage in freaking 12 weeks, man. How excited are you?
I'm pumped. I want the overall. You know, that's what I'm coming for.
Yeah.
But back to your point about like things that went wrong.
Absolutely.
I know exactly what it was last prep. I let my foot off the gas in my training, like early, and like the intensity I wasn't following a training. Remember, I hit you up and I was like, but I need a plan. Like I need to train me too, and I need the intensifiers and all that, because my mind was so focused on I had to lose 40 pounds to make weight.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I wasn't thinking grow into the show. I wasn't thinking size. I was thinking shrink.
You're thinking cardio.
I'm thinking cardio. Yeah. So my training, I would train, but then I read somewhere, maybe it was a John Jewett thing where he talked about maintaining muscle only requires like a 30% exertion.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I gave 30% during my training sessions, but it wasn't what it could have been or what it is now. And I think that's going to make all the difference.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I already feel the difference.
I told him we're growing this guy into the show.
Yeah.
There's not a second that we're letting off this gas. We're growing him straight into the show, and we have been. You know, you're looking bigger and leaner every week, and you're dropping weight. So, and that's what I hate when people say that, man. Like we hear all the time, like coaches, like, oh, you can't grow into the show.
Bullshit.
Fucking shit. Go look at Natalia. Go look at Brianna. Go look at anyone I've actually fucking coached. Look at Alice, who literally transformed. Look at Dustin. Look at the transformation we made with Dustin just in a few weeks. Look at me. Like when we prep me, I gained probably 15 pounds of muscle.
Something like
you know?
that. You look
So
nasty.
it's exactly what he just said, man. Is people are pussies. They don't want to fucking train hard. When the calories get low, they're a bunch of bitches, man. And you guys need to realize that there's people out there like me, like Dustin, like Kevin now, that are coming after your ass. Like you're versing us. You're versing those Kamals that don't ever pull that foot off that gas. So you have to fucking train. People overlook that, man. And like I think that's a big problem is why you see people slowly degress instead of progressing with the show. So you hit the nail on the head.
And the one thing that I wanted to discuss on your point that you said I have 5 more pounds. I don't want you to think about that. Like, don't look at that as a handicap. Don't look at it as okay, cool. Then I only have to lose this many pounds. or this much weight. I only need to get to this amount of leanness. No, fucking peel out.
Yeah, I plan on. So my goal was back to that point is be at. I mean, obviously, probably not going to come in right at the weight cut.
Yeah.
My goal is obviously to come in like whatever, because I can't say, oh, I'm going to be shredded at 187.
Yeah.
Absolutely peeled. I don't know that.
Yeah.
But that's my goal, right?
Right.
Because I want to think that I put on enough muscle in the off season, so then when I go down to 187, I'm going to be fucking peeled, straight muscle at 187 when I step on that scale. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't necessarily want to focus on just 187, right? Because I could be peeled at 185, 186, whatever it is. I'm hoping that was what I was able to do in off season, right?
I mean, see, my thing is like, it doesn't matter what I weighed last year. Even if I peeled out to the same weight and even lower than I did last year, I would still look more detailed and better from the development that happened over the past year. Don't look at weight as it's this thing that I have to think. No, the muscle is going to build. All that is going to happen. You've put in the work to get to that muscle. And yes, would we like to be 10, 15 pounds heavier of muscle? That'd be sick. But at the same time, it's not always like that. And muscle also develops in other ways as far as shape.
I mean, if we took your pictures from the first show to the second show, bro, I've literally put them together. They're different. You're a different animal. You're the same weight. You're like 182.
I'll be like my 190 last year is going to be way different from 190 this year.
It's going to be a different animal.
Oh, absolutely.
But remember, even at Nationals, I told you this. Like, we need to be 25% more conditioned than what you were at Nationals to
100%.
sweep the fucking show. Like, you need to bring this fucking conditioning on your frame, bro, and you got your pro card.
And
it's that simple.
And then it ain't about looking at the weight. It's about just putting your head down and working. It doesn't matter. The fucking weight doesn't matter. You just got to peel out.
We had a goal for him. We were like, oh, let's try to be 217. But once we hit 217,
I was like, dude, I got to go more.
I literally texted me, like, bro, this we probably shouldn't worry about the weight at this point. Like, we got to push more. And we both made that decision, and we pushed him down. I think we were like, what, 214 at the lowest, 213, something like that, which was still 2 pounds up from last year.
I want to get to like 208 again.
You know? Yeah, I mean, these guys are big though. They're full, But again, we have a whole game plan going into this show. We want to keep just pushing the conditioning on Nelson, right? You can only. If you're conditioned, you're going to fucking place for the most part, But at this level, it's hard, man. It's that structure. It's that when you guys turn pro, you're going to see it's a different animal. Now everyone's good,
Completely different beast, bro.
Backstage at my show, I hated myself. I'm like, these men's physique and the classic guys are just monsters.
Yeah.
But the men's physique guys are walking by me, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life right now?
No,
like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild to see. It's another level.
Yeah, that's why they put. Are you talking about the pros?
Yeah,
they're talking about the pros over at the
unbelievable,
Hurricane.
Yeah, dude, they're monsters. They're like twice as big as you, and like this is physique. But that's also why they put the weight cap on it. But honestly, I'm not. I mean, we've been backstage with these guys, man, and they're not as big as you think they are. Like they're a lot worse than I thought they were. Because you see a picture. And you're like, wow, that guy looks fucking crazy, right? But you see him backstage, you're like, oh, he doesn't look that good. But when you hit that pose and their structures show, you're like, damn, that boy's nasty. Like, even the guy that won in Miami, like Vitor, dude, amazing. When I seen him backstage,
he didn't really look too crazy backstage.
Soft, whatever. You get him on stage, you're just like,
get him on stage under the lights. I'm like,
so this is a big thing for you, man. Huge thing at your first show. You're gonna be backstage, and everyone's gonna look good. You're gonna be like, dude, this guy looks fucking. Wow, what the fuck? This guy's gonna win the overall. And then you see him on stage, bro, and they're shit. Like maybe not. Like trust me, they're maybe not bad.
That's what Dustin told me.
But some of them could be. Even at his show, I remember that black guy that was walking on. I don't know. Maybe I didn't say anything to Sebastian, or him. He was a black guy. He looked like he was gonna win the whole fucking show, right? You get him up on stage, no quads.
Was it I'm like,
Nationals? Wow, yeah, Nationals. Yeah. You probably knew who I'm talking about. Dude, maybe you beat him. I think you were in his class.
I did beat him. Everybody exposed. Like you see it. You see him backstage. You see him online.
Like, and
shit. But once you hit those under them lights and you got a tan on, bro, people will get exposed.
Yep. Yeah. And it's our job to expose them.
And you do that with posing, man. Like he's saying, you got to pose.
And the conditioning, posing, legs, and conditioning.
Yep.
Like regardless of size, what you're talking about, if you got the posing down, the quads, and the legs, and the conditioning.
Yeah. You can be the smallest guy though, but make yourself look big on stage.
Like, exactly, and that's why Vitor won.
That's what you got to pose, man. Like if you get on stage and you hit the right poses that look good on you, and you know which pose to stay away from. And there's a bigger guy than you. Like I've seen guys that are bigger than me, and I beat them out because they don't know how to fucking pose. So like with you, just focus going to your show, dial in that posing, and you're if that posing is like way better, and you know how to look bigger than bigger guys, dude, you're gonna win.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I put posing at like a very high point in somebody's like how much success they can get. Right, I consider Sebastian a elite poser. I consider Dustin a very elite poser. Myself, I think I'm pretty good at fucking posing too. Right, whatever. But like Sebastian, I've seen him grow posing wise, and every year we keep getting better, better, better. And he's already the best poser on stage. Like I think at nationals, I would say by far you were definitely the best. As far as hitting the poses, quarter turns, everything's flawless.
There were some guys at first call out to my show. You remember that big guy? I don't remember his name. He was like, he was like top.
There's too many.
top. He was the top 5 or whatever.
Yeah, he didn't know how to pose.
He was closing his pro card. The reason why he didn't is because his posing was off.
Yeah,
he was literally legit the biggest guy there.
So take a carbon copy of Sebastian, right? You put him there, same fucking person, same physique, same everything. But Sebastian knows how to pose. He's winning the damn show because he knows how to present his body. So and I think when people get into a serious prep and the calories get low, that's the last thing they worry about, And that's the thing we're going to really work with Kevin here on the last 6 weeks is pose every fucking day, dude. Like for your life depending on it. Like just pose all the time. I see these bikini girls, like they're doing the work. They're suffering. They're doing everything, but they're not fucking posing. So you get up on stage and you don't know how to present your physique, right? Or when you get nervous, you need that mind and muscle connection to just move. Boom, you know what to do. You don't even think anymore. You're just going, right? And if you don't start in the off season, or technically when you're 8 weeks out, 12 weeks out, 16 weeks out, you're never going to be able to pull that shit off on stage. Yeah. So
I mean, I started before I even started prep. I think I tagged you on the video I put on Instagram, and
yeah, we've been seeing you working, man.
I get my family's been kind of joking me because every time I have like a mirror, I'm shirtless.
You're posing. Yeah.
You have to, man.
But you have to do it, man. Like people, they see us bodybuilders in the gym and they're like, look at that juice bag over there posing in the mirror. This ain't for you guys, okay? This is for me to get better at my craft. Mm-hmm. Dude, the biggest thing that I teach all my athletes especially is like the flexing and squeezing, right? In between sets. When you're done with your set, squeeze the muscle. I do it with Dustin all the time. He's dead. He's out of breath. Squeeze the motherfucker. Like squeeze that muscle. Hold that blood in there. Helps the mind and muscle connection. And it helps you, envision yourself on stage when you're squeezing and flexing, so that's a big thing too that I've been
I've been doing that pretty much my whole career, man, especially just listening to like Hani Rambod and FST7 because that's one of his big things that he used to do. So when I first started bodybuilding and taking bodybuilding seriously, that's what I would do. And yes, it does help with mind muscle connection. It is a very great way to mature the muscle and get the muscle more full.
And the density comes out when you start doing that, and if you look at a lot of the plans I sent out, you see how I say flex and squeeze at the bottom. So when you guys are done, if you don't know this at home, when you're done your last set, or last rep, right? You do 10 reps. On that 10th rep, drop that weight and flex that muscle as hard as you can with one big breath. Take a big breath, flex until you fucking pass out. I've had Dustin almost pass like 5 times. It's okay. If you pass out, I'll catch him. He's my set. It's hard, man.
Yeah. I've been doing that a lot actually for arm days. So after every single set of biceps, I will literally just go to the mirror and start flexing.
Yeah,
literally start flexing, hit a front double bicep. Just to get used to that, And it's been helping me a lot, Now I know how to tweak my arms because my arms aren't the biggest, but I know how to correctly hit them a certain way now to make them look like they're going to be much bigger than they really look. So
What are you weighing right now?
Currently it was a 216 or 216.3 or something.
He hovers right around like 220. You've been slowly dropping them.
I started at 226 actually. 226 we started because we were doing like a recomp, and then now we're dropping pretty much every week now. Even if it's like a small, like half pound or a pound, we're dropping.
And this is really important for coaches out there, man. And this is and athletes too, to stay with the same coach. Like I know Sebastian's body so well, so I knew going into the show we needed a very long prep. Like he's a hard condition. He's really hard to get this man conditioned, right? So, I mean, we pretty much started 4 weeks ago. I didn't even tell him. I started lowering food, right? We're going to start now. And he's going on vacation soon, so we're going to give him a little break there. But overall, man, like if it takes you a long time to get conditioned, start early, dude. Like people want these quick 12-week preps. Like, okay, me and Dustin maybe you guys, I mean, he's shredded already, but like if you're like the hard gainer, start early, dude. Like, because there's people out there that are starting early, and there's no way if you start at 12 weeks, you're going to catch that guy who's like us, with that crazy genetics. And genetics do play a big toll on it.
Absolutely.
So
I think even guys, back to your point, that have like a great fast metabolism. I've seen a lot of them starting in like 15, 16 weeks out now.
Yep.
I don't even think like 12 weeks, like doing a 12-week prep is as a big thing as like everyone I know, they're all doing like 20, 18 weeks out now.
Yep.
And even with fast metabolisms, because they want to be like on their shit. When it
I
comes
mean,
to
I
shit.
started at 16 weeks out.
I
You know?
started at 22.
Did he?
Some guys actually don't need it, right?
Yeah.
Like you probably don't need it.
Yeah.
Because for one, you're also natural, so it's different for that. If you're natural, I mean, probably do a shorter prep. But a lot of guys on PEDs, I'm starting to see like they're doing either 16 or 18 weeks out.
Yeah.
now.
Well, and then you got people like Jen,
sharper.
which big shout out to Jen. And this girl's working. We're getting that pro card in 5 weeks. Mark my goddamn words. But, you know, like I could transform her in 12 weeks. Like 12 weeks, that's all that girl needs. I mean, I literally pulled the trigger on a 8-week earlier fucking prep for her because she's just responding so well. So I feel like it comes out of genetics, but it also comes down to intensity in the gym, how hard you want to push, how hard you want to do cardio. Like I remember this one time, like, you know, this is a great thing for you. I said, hey, can you do Stairmasters? I want you to do 35 minutes of stairs, no lower than 8 speed, right? So I'm sitting over there, I'm at crunch, I'm looking over, I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm looking over, I'm seeing on the stairs, and it's just bro, probably like a 1 speed. I text her, get the fuck off that treadmill. Now get the fuck off the stairs. You're on the treadmill right now. And I made her do treadmill, dude, because she's not embracing it, man. She's just like, man, this sucks. I'm so tired. I want food. No, like, you're going to lose. You will lose the fucking show. And she did not come in condition, and she did not win the show because of that. And again, it all comes back to training. Like, we try to hype on that so much. Yeah. Like, especially seeing him in the gym, even on his dying day, dude, where he's like low carb, dead as shit, he's still pushing to failure. If I'm like, dude, drop sets, he does it. He's never going to miss cardio because he wants to win, right? You're going up against this mindset, right? When you guys are competing, everyone out there listening, if you're not willing to do that, the sport is just not for you, unfortunately.
I keep bringing myself back to like when you get on stage and you're next to these guys, and it's like it all comes to fruition in one moment of like, if you did mess up, like it's gonna show right now.
Yeah.
Like when I was in the overall, my last show, and the heavyweight was right next to me. Like, granted, he's a giant.
That boy was
Boy
a
was
monster.
big.
He's an absolute monster. But I was like nothing else gonna do. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
But you know, like when I lined up for backstage to get on stage with the light heavyweights, I was fourth and out of 5 guys, and I was convinced I was going to get dead last. Seeing the guys backstage, I was convinced. I'm like, all right, well, it's a good shot, right? Valiant effort. And then got on stage, got off stage, and Tommy goes, dude, I think you actually won, you know? And it was, I saw the pictures, like, holy crap, you know? And it was simply because it was one thing or the other. It was either conditioning, posing, or legs. It's one of those things.
So when
And your boy came through with the fucking rice cakes and the salt and the honey.
I'll come back there, baby.
Don't worry, I got you. Anyways,
Literally.
No, so why do you think that you were going to lose when you were backstage? Do you think maybe you didn't put in the effort, like you said, inside
Upper
something?
body.
Yeah, but there had to be something else going on
No,
mindset-wise.
these other guys' upper bodies were bigger than
They
mine.
just looked like that much. Yeah.
I
But
mean,
dude, you have them insane legs, bro.
And I think, like, I was always a very skinny kid growing up. I don't know, were you the same way? You?
Still kinda
But I was always like a very small kid growing up. Like I graduated high school at 140 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And so like in my head, I'm still that small guy. Like when you're like big boy Kevin over here, I'm like,
Yeah.
who? You know, that ain't me.
Who?
Yeah. And, like, you know, so it's weird for me to think that I'm actually like a light heavyweight. Like eventually I want to be a heavyweight. And,
Yeah.
So to see these guys backstage, I just see them maybe as bigger than they actually are,
Yeah.
or I just don't see myself at that level.
Right.
But then you see the pictures, comparisons.
Yeah.
all
Well, I think at this next show, man, we're gonna have your mindset so locked in where you're fucking undeniable, dude. It's like, you know, it's like if you put me in a room with 10 guys, I'm gonna think I'm gonna fucking win. Okay, I'm beating
sure.
the fuck out of all 10 of you because of my mindset, right? So if I went on the same thing, if I went in there and I thought I was gonna lose, at least I'll knock out 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? I might not beat all 10, but at least I'll give it a good shot. So it's the same thing in a prep, man. Like you want to go into these shows that you've done every single thing, you've stuck to the plan, every gram accounted for, every minute accounted for on the cardio machine. So when you get up there, you know you're bringing business, bro. Ain't no one fucking touching you. Right. That's it. That's your mindset, man. And it's gonna show on stage.
Like even I would say who you surround yourself with plays the biggest role because even just since linking up with you, like the things that you say to me and like you're always like when I hit a post, you're like, God, you're fucking huge, man. I'm like, really? Like it makes me feel good, you know? And so like it can shift your perspective very, very quickly when even one person like really believes in you. And like I've already felt that like in the gym, like thinking about the show, like I think I'm gonna be hard to beat, at least in my class, but I want that overall again.
Oh, we're getting
you know?
overall.
So I think who you surround yourself with plays the biggest role.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? How far are you right now from your show?
Just under 12 weeks.
All right. So how do you feel mentally right now? 12 weeks, and when do you think you start to like lose it?
I feel great now. I'm still eating a good amount, and I think I'm going to lose it as soon as he cuts. Yeah, I mean, every week he's like, "We're going to drop the hammer soon." I'm like, "What does that mean?" I don't know what that means. I'm ready.
The thing is, he's dropping the hammer every week. It's just incrementally.
Yeah.
And so you know, it's not necessarily not enough to notice. You know,
I
but
think my last prep though, I think I started getting like really feeling it 3 or 4 weeks out because that's when I had to cut a good chunk of weight still, and that's what just messed me up mentally. Was I focused?
Yeah, for sure.
Only that you're saying don't focus on the scale. That's all I cared about. Was
Yeah.
like if I woke up
most definitely.
and that scale didn't move, it ruined my day.
How long was your prep? The last one?
12 weeks.
12 weeks.
11 seriously, but yeah.
But I know you guys did pick an earlier show. You were planning on
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on
yeah.
holiday,
That was my
and
fault.
I think he wanted to pick an earlier show. And the thing is, man, is a lot of people do that because they don't want to. They see that
They don't
like,
want to continue.
They don't want to continue, man. And like that's why, again, we were going to pick either the Mel Chancey or the Sarasota
yeah.
show. And I said, dude, let's just focus on Sarasota. I want to see what a full 16 weeks look like with Kevin, because it doesn't matter, bro. Even if we get this, like we were thinking about going to nationals, right? It doesn't matter. Let's dominate this and see what you could bring. And then as long as we can master that conditioning, dude, we take that fucking year off. We're going next year. We slay everyone. You know, we already know that you could reach that conditioning. You know, so I think that nice 16-week prep, it's going to be good for you.
Yeah, 12 weeks isn't necessarily enough. You know what I mean? And when it comes to somebody who's natural, like you need longer. Because you don't have those extra super subs to help out with some certain situations. And you don't want to necessarily drop the hammer on somebody natural as quickly as you can for somebody else. But 12 weeks, man, like that's rough. And once you get to 4 weeks and you're not conditioned as where you want, your fucking your head's going to spin, bro.
And the other thing too was I had chosen the Holiday Classic, Mel Chancey show, because April of last year I had my gyno removed. So I had that surgery. And so I thought I would need that much time to like recover. And all that. And I'd recovered to the point where I was like, I can train again. Things are good. I can do an earlier show. And I was excited. You know, you live and learn.
Absolutely.
But, you know, we got this. I'm not even worried for a second that we're not
Don't
gonna
worry.
win.
You're going to come in condition early.
Yeah.
We got you.
It's all about who you surround yourself.
We got you, bro.
You know, there's no way
I
you're
seen
going
this guy pose yesterday. I'm like, as soon as I think I'm lean, I'm just going to picture it. Or you guys know Flex? His name's like, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
You know,
Sasheli?
Yeah, he showed me a picture of his back, and like that just hit. Every time you think I'm conditioned, I'm going to think like this dude's back, which he just turned pro. Looks unbelievable.
Yeah,
Like, as soon
Gonzo.
as you think you're lean,
Yeah.
go spend a day with this guy.
And you will be lean. But, okay, here's the thing, guys. You're never going to think you're lean, bro. It doesn't matter how fucking conditioned you are, guys.
I still don't think I'm
He
lean.
still thinks he's fat. I thought I was fat, bro. I posted that picture like this, and you just see just veins and fucking grainy everywhere. I'm like, I'm fucking fat. It doesn't matter how conditioned you're going to be, dude. It's not.
You gotta take it deep.
I'll never forget that we were I was in the locker room at Crunch on Bee Ridge, and I think it was like 10 days out, feeling great about myself, felt amazing. And he's like, Matt goes, let me see your stomach. So I lifted up my shirt, and he just grabs right in the middle, like right on the side of my, and I was like, oh man. He goes, yeah, you got 15 more pounds to go. Okay, all right. But I needed that, like that kind of tough love to, like, you're not ready yet, man, you know?
Yeah.
So.
But you know, you live and you learn, man.
Yeah.
You know, now we know you want a long prep. There's no way we would come in under condition for you, bro. It's not even an option. And I think it's who you surround yourself by, right? Like, I believe in you so much. I know the team believes in you. Like, I believe that there's not a chance that we're losing. And you need to put that in your brain because that's what's going to happen. When you grace that fucking stage, David's going to be like, his jaw is going to drop, man, and you're gonna shock some people. So, and that's what's so fun about coaching, man. It's like I want that experience for you guys. I want that experience for my team. Like I was so confident Sebastian was going to win that overall at that show until Mass motherfucker that big ass showed up. But it's just because he was so good, you know.
Fun
Like
fact, I actually only lost 2 guys last year, and they both ended up turning pro. Dustin and Bastion.
yeah. They
that
battered
crazy?
each other actually.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the only overall that I lost. And
Yeah.
you guys both ended up turning pro.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Kind of good. If you're going to lose to somebody, lose to
You know?
Lose to
Yeah,
a pro,
I didn't just lose
yeah.
to anybody, but I think what's awesome about being on a team though, real quick, I just want to
go
we're
for
talking about like that, is that just having that like motivation for me. It's like now my next seeing your conditioning, like my next goal is to try to beat that. Like,
Absolutely.
I think that's absolutely.
You have to. You
that's all
should.
being about the team. Like I'm just
Yeah.
like, bro, I want to get competitive. That's just how I keep going. My next goal for nationals, like I got to beat Dustin's conditioning.
So last year when we were posing you guys next to each other, what week was it that you decided like, damn, Dustin's catching my ass? Like, and then you seen him slowly beat you on
think it was
conditioning, and you're
like-
like, wait a minute, how is that even happening? Like, what week was that for
It
you?
was like I don't know, I think it was after the first show. I think when we did that first show,
The Harbor Classic.
the Harbor Classic, I was like, okay, like now you're starting to like come into condition. But the thing with Dustin that I love about you is that you don't. He was just taking it day by day. You know, he would just come in every week. You know, and then just like pose and then just like do his own thing. But not comparing yourself is something that I love about you.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
big.
you're literally just in your own lane. That's something I learned. Like I said, I want to try to be your conditioning, which is different from like trying to compare yourself, right? But like that's one thing that you should take in is just focus in your own lane. Like you're gonna see guys that've been at it for a while, just do your own thing. Like if you stay the course, your own course, bro, you're gonna build your own lane. Literally.
Definitely, that's the mentality I've been having. You know, especially with the comparison being I am natural. You know, you're going to be going against guys who are juiced and everything. You know, I have the mindset that regardless of how big everyone might be, I'm still going to fucking win.
Exactly.
I'm
Yep.
still
And
gonna be
never
conditioned.
thinking
That's
of
it.
else.
I've never gone to a competition not thinking that I was going to win. And still to this day, pro shows, my last 2 pro shows, I go in there, I go backstage, I'm like, it's mine. You know what I mean? I go see the guys, oh dude, I got this. This is mine. And it never fails. Am I worried that somebody's going to beat me? No, not necessarily. But then at the same time, that goes with not comparing yourself and then understanding at the most boiled down level, it's you versus you, period. You have to compete against yourself. And as long as you can continue to best your previous, you will continue to get better. And then it's only a matter of time from there. You know, you're going to be a pro. Who knows?
Got time on
You
your
know,
side.
exactly. This is I'd say it all the time. It's a patient man's sport.
Yeah.
It takes time.
People ask me how long I've been training for. I hate it.
Forever. Okay.
Forever.
When I say that word out loud, I'm like, I should be way bigger.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks to
But see,
20
that's
years.
that's bodybuilding dysmorphia right there, because he is the biggest guy pretty much in the gym. You know, Kevin, he might think he's small, but this guy's a fucking tank. You know,
Oh,
it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter how big you get, guys, or how conditioned, you always want more.
Absolutely.
You know, but I want to talk about something real quick, and it's loss, right? Loss, I don't think is talked about in bodybuilding, and I've coached for a while now, and I've seen everything. I've seen when someone gets second, somebody gets 15th, and I've had clients get second call outs, and you know, somebody who's amazing. And I'm gonna talk about natural competitors because you are going against people who are enhanced, right? And you could do very well, you know, naturally, but you could do very bad naturally in the sport, depending on who shows up, right? Because you are natural. And I've seen it where I'll bring a natural competitor to stage knowing that, okay, something might happen, but I put it in their fucking head that they're gonna win. They brought the best natural package they possibly can, but then they lose. And the biggest thing I wanna tell you, man, is win or lose, don't get in the dumps about it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because you will probably look phenomenal as a natural competitor, right? But, you know, try not to overthink it. You know, if you do get, let's say you do get second calls. Like I had a girl last year, not gonna say her name, but she got second call outs, right? Natural competitor. And, dude, it was spiraled. Didn't even come back to the night show.
Nope.
It was very sad, right? And like she looked phenomenal. Like
I
for
mean,
being a
she
natural
did.
person.
She did look really good in terms of being natural, but then also when she got on stage, she tripped up. There were certain things that she did that may have attributed to the fact that she didn't practice her posing
100%.
and stuff like that. There was things that she neglected.
Yes.
Right. And then she got to this competition. She had a big head and she got second call outs, and she just was not prepared for that. She was prepared to win. One, because you're putting in her mind that she's going to win. She looks phenomenal, you know, smile. And, you know, we have our team, you know, giving good graces and all that type of stuff and compliments and everything like that. And then when she went out there to go do it, she didn't execute it well.
Nothing. Yeah, it was like the posing was bad, and it could have been because maybe she didn't put in the work fully, you know, on the posing, maybe even on the diet.
Maybe she could
I
be
know.
absolutely nervous. I don't know.
She was nervous. Of course she was nervous. You know, it's her
That's a
first
big
show.
goal.
So if you, like I said, and this is to everyone, not just you, you might win, bro. You might go slaughter everyone. I don't know. Like, I want you to think that,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But if you do lose, guys, this is your first show. You're going up against people that have been doing this, bro, for 10 years. Kevin's been training since, he competed in 08, dude. These are people you're going up against. Sebastian's, if he steps on stage with you, bro, you know, I'm sorry, man, but he's going to whoop that ass.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I actually want to say, dude, like before I started like, winning shows, I can relate to that too because
Yes.
I lost 3 shows before I started winning. Like it wasn't just till last year, 2023, when I started winning every single show.
Yeah.
And then before that year, it was second place, third place, and I know what it's like to lose, bro. Like I know what it's like going home and like having your family come out, going third place, second place, and you're like, damn, I'm close. It's very easy to give up, but you just got to remind yourself why you're doing it in the first place.
Absolutely.
And then once I started losing, though, like it actually helped me a lot because then I know what it was like losing. I didn't want to feel that again. I was like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to fucking work hard. And everyone's going to pay for it. I would go back, came 2023, and I would just start slaughtering everybody because I knew my time was coming. You just got to trust. It's literally a process. Bodybuilding is a process. So
Yeah.
don't feel bummed out if you lose, you know. And
Yeah.
I believe you're gonna win though, for sure.
Yeah.
But like if you lose, don't take it to the heart, bro.
I'll lose with
happened to
grace.
me.
And here's
Yeah.
here's the
And
thing
just-
too, man. Like, you know, finish up and then I'll go.
Yeah, just be if you do, just remind yourself why you're doing it, man. You know, you just got to focus on yourself. You may have guys because you're also natural. You're gonna have guys who are gonna look better than you, but don't let that affect you. You know, you lose, go back to drawing board, trust your coach, and just keep working. Literally.
and I want to take this opportunity too to talk from the coaches side of things. Like, I put a lot into my clients. So when my clients don't place, it's a loss for me, dude.
Absolutely.
Like, it devastates me when we don't win, man. Like, especially when we go there, like with Sebastian, like, I thought for sure we were gonna get the overall, right? We didn't do it. And that was a loss for me. Obviously, we were in great spirits about it. And this, you know, I really think heavily on Brianna when I think about this topic, because, you know, I had in her head, bro, we were slaughtering them all. Even after prejudging, I actually thought we were gonna win. I thought we were gonna beat that girl. It was close. And I seen him posing. It was very close, right? And I was sitting there and I'm looking at her, you know, and for overall's going down. Overall one gets crowned, it wasn't Brianna, right? My heart just hit the fucking floor, man, because obviously I know how much work she put in. I know how much work all my athletes put in. So I run backstage, you know, she literally almost collapsed. She sort of to be honest, fell on the ground, started crying, you know, I was hugging her. And it's you know, I started tearing up a little bit, to be honest with you. It's hard, man. Like, loss is tough, man. It's not just the athlete, it's the coach too, you know.
For sure.
And I'm sure, you know, you can attest to this for sure. Like, we thought I was gonna win my show.
Yeah.
I brought in.
That hurt my fucking heart. I was like, dude, move them.
Move them, bro.
Move. Like, look at everybody here. You serious?
Yeah, I had David and who was it, Steve Weinberger.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
they were both just staring at me the whole time. The whole fucking time. I'm not even lying, guys. They never broke eye contact, but they never moved me, right? I think I was just too big, but whatever. But like, and I lost, and I get off stage, and like, I think I took it pretty good, but Dustin's like, all right, bro, here's what we're gonna do, bro. We're gonna eat a salad. I'm like, bro, I ain't no fucking salad.
And then I was like, all right.
I'm like, bitch, I just lost. I need a fucking minute, right? And I just walked away, and like, of course, I did eat a fucking salad, right? I just was in my head. And just try, bro, to understand that, like,
hard.
It's a hard sport, man. This is not easy for people, dude. This is hard. Like, even when he lost his show, you know, I was very shocked when he didn't get second calls. And I see him, especially at Miami, he's like, fuck. He said it out loud. Like, everyone pretty much
On the line.
on the line.
I'm sitting there. Bam, they skipped my number. I was like, fuck.
Exactly. And I actually seen him get in the dumps a little bit for that show.
I was pissed.
Of course.
It's tough. You got to go punch some stuff, you know, get it out. But, you know, that's the hard, man. Like, from a coaching perspective, I've seen people win, and it's great when you win. But when you lose, man, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
It's all about how you take it, what you do after it.
Absolutely.
My very first show was in 08, and I got dead last in the lightweights. They brought the bantamweight into my class, and I lost to him. Like, I was dead last in the lightest category in the show at 18 years old. But like,
That's tough.
And I was devastated. But
Yeah.
like, the next year came back and moved up a class, got second place in the welterweights. Like, it hit me in a different way. It didn't demotivate me. It kind of motivated me more than anything to go at it harder, you know?
Yeah. One of the things that really stuck with me, and I'm never going to forget, is when after Brianna sort of stopped crying, she stood up and said, I'm going back to the fucking gym tomorrow. I'm coming back next year, and I'm slaying everybody.
Exactly.
That was literally what she said to me, guys. After
That's
the
the
loss.
mindset. You win some and you learn some. I didn't win my first overall until my 6th competition. So my first competition against Callum, placed second. My second competition, I did the Ultimate Warrior San Diego. I placed first. And then third competition, I went back to Culver City, same thing. Callum was in there as well, and I placed third. And so from there, I went to the Patriots Challenge in Vegas, where I placed second to Gregory Monk. Gregory Monk then went that very next week into the Junior SAs and got his pro card. Then what? Then I went to Pittsburgh for the nationals over there. I placed 9th out of like 40 something guys, which I mean it's fairly good, but at the same time I'm like, it was an eye opener. I remember you talking about your first time going to a national show. It fucking wakes you up. You think that you're ready, but you're not fucking ready for a national competition. I promise you. Yeah. If you're out there and you're like, oh yeah, I just got my second place and I'm nationally qualified, I'm gonna go to nationals. Don't. You're gonna get fucking slaughtered.
I just want to talk about that. I'll let you finish.
But it's just like you have to understand that. And then that woke me up. But then again, every one of these competitions, it was always like, back to the drawing board. I know what I got to do. I'm going to fucking bust my ass, and I'm going to learn something from this, and I'm going to move forward. And then I went to the Hurricane. That was my first freaking overall. I coached myself. And then what else? Then I got on with Matt. And then we got fucking overall. So it was just like, you know, you just gotta keep moving, man. That's it. Again, like I say with our team, brother, the only way we go is this way. We go forward.
I've always had the mindset where like personally, I never wanted to do a national level show until I won an overall. I feel like that's almost what you have to do to have a
Absolutely.
chance.
Agreed.
Like the whole top 2 thing and placing second, nationally qualified, cool. Who was it? Trevor put something out there and he's like, if it's in your bio where you're nationally qualified,
I was just about to
like,
say,
let me delete that real quick. So I had it in there.
Oh, you
deleted it?
I deleted it. He's like, he's right, you know.
Is that
awesome.
a thing? Like I saw Trevor's story, and then I was like I've always thought about it. I just never really go on social media to talk about it. But like I'm seeing a trend of like everybody that gets second place now, like, and in whatever division they get, the nationally qualified, they put nationally qualified in their bio. It's like why are you? You got to win an overall. Even when you win an overall, like I won an overall, won a nationals, right? When I won the overall, like I still didn't like put anything about. Why is that a thing now? Like, why do you think that's a thing now? Why do you think people do that?
It just sounds good.
Why do I think? Because I think
And
they
then
don't
they-
understand
and then
the
they end up
sport
losing, and then they end up
well
losing
enough.
at
I think they're new-time competitors, probably don't have a team. They don't understand what being a natural qualified person even is. They don't understand what that looks like, right? You know who's naturally qualified. You know by looking at them, right? It's not a thing anymore. Like anyone can get second into these NPC shows. A lot of these shows only have 2 people in the class, so I can't take it away from people who do it because it's cool, right? And I remember when I was first coming up, it was awesome to throw. I probably did it too. To be honest with you, but you probably did it, right? It's fun because the outside world, they don't know what that means. They don't know what that looks like, right? So a lot of people do this shit for clout. You know, they might get second and never compete again, but they want to put it in their bio. You know, like they qualify for something. That was the first thing, especially women, dude. Like women don't really have the most sports out there for them that they could be really, really good at. I'm just being honest with you, like football, baseball, like. It's more of a man sport, right? So I feel like bodybuilding is one of those things where they get it and they want to throw in their body because it's cool. Because this is the first time, or maybe they never did anything sport related, and this is like the first sport that they did, and they just think it's exciting. Like I don't really see anything wrong with it. Actually, I don't know. I feel like
It is exciting.
I had
They deserve it.
5-time nationally qualified in my bio at one point, long time ago.
So I think it all depends on who. Like I think us elite, we look at that and we kind of laugh because we understand that okay, you're national qualified, but you look like you're 30 weeks out going to
It all
national.
depends on what they look like. We'll call it
Exactly.
what
Yeah, but then you have people that are just like you just said, have 2 people in their class, and then one of them is out of shape, and then it's just like,
Well,
But if you get top 2 and let's say it's you in classic mass, like you have the right to say you're nationally because you are.
Yes.
Right? Like so it depends on who it is, in my opinion.
I just never done it. Like
Yeah.
every single show, even the ones I won.
Yeah,
I just
man,
never
me
done
neither,
it. I don't
dude.
know.
I'd probably do it.
Hey, bro, if you do it, you better put it up there, boy. You natural. So, and honestly, man, Sarasota last year was the toughest class league lineup I think I've ever seen in any show I've ever been to be honest.
That was a good one.
It was nasty. I would say top 4 in every class was very competitive.
I mean, you had that one dude that did freaking all 3, right? And that dude looked nasty.
the big guy,
Yeah, but he didn't really have legs, so I don't.
he still won.
He did.
You know why he won? Conditioning.
Yeah, he
conditioned
he was very conditioned.
Yeah, so that's why
agree.
conditioning is key, and I think Sebastian going to this Bahamas show needs to understand that we're going to bust his fucking ass. Like we're going to bust his ass.
I've already.
It's done.
It's
done.
It's already in my head.
Yep, it's done, but you need to do the work now. The work has to get done. Like whether
Yeah, you right down the street from me now, motherfucker.
I feel pretty good, bro.
Yeah, bitch, he's going to show up and
I'm
check
gonna
your
come whoop your
pantry.
ass. Let's go.
Make sure ain't no damn
Your page.
Yeah, I'll be
Jell-O
there.
in there, bitch.
Yo, they're actually, dude. Actually,
Shows up at 11 p.m.
there's like literally nothing. I got rid of everything. You know.
Good. I'll verify that.
Yeah, we'll be over there.
Ask
Don't
Liv,
worry.
ask Liv. She's actually dieting with me now, so
That's
she'll
good.
watch this. But I'm excited for this year, man. I really am. You know?
When you guys go through because you've been through a lot of preps, you guys have been through a whole lot. Do you guys notice that you like lean out in different areas first? That like
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. It always
I'm
happens, no
starting
matter
to feel
what.
that way, but it's
Yes.
again I can only compare last year to this year.
Yeah. Well, look at anybody is going to pull fat from different areas. This motherfucker could walk on stage at 12 weeks out with his legs if he was legs down, right? But it takes him that much longer to lose that up
I
top.
hold all my fat in my abdominal core, but
Yes.
I'm starting to see this year now. With the recent check-ins, I haven't been posting it much.
Yeah.
I want to keep that on the low, but
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot. Like I'm not holding as much fat there anymore.
Yeah. So every year your body's going to know where to go.
Like
You
what
know?
dictates that? You know what I mean?
Genetics.
Genetics.
Genetics,
Pure genetics.
Every
absolutely.
prep it just can change.
It's probably that, the combination of muscle mass, the more muscle that you have, the more you're going to burn. Obviously, there's no such thing as like spot fat removal or, whatever. It's not like if you hit abs, the fat around your abs are going to fucking decrease. No matter what, it's all about that caloric deficit and then calories in, calories out. So
And it's also about how much muscle you hit it nail on the head. It's also how much muscle's
Exactly.
there, right?
Yeah,
if
that
you
makes
grow
sense.
3 inches on your chest, bro, you don't need to get that conditioning, but you
No,
see that same
'cause it's
condition
there.
where you work.
Yeah.
So it really depends, but I do think it's because I coach obviously a lot of bikini girls. Most women are really fat dominant in the lower half. Like we have a few girls like Emma, dude. It took the last 4 weeks to see her glutes come in, and she ended up playing second at nationals. But you know, she looked awesome. Same with Ashley this year, right? This is Ashley,
Ashley
another
looks great.
Emma, dude. She looks fucking crazy, but it takes that extra 4 weeks to really pull. And this is what I explain to people. Anyone listening to this, when you start dieting down and you're getting that crazy conditioning up top, and your legs are 50% to go, what's going to happen is eventually. How are you going to lose fat, right? You have to use it for energy. You have to burn it for energy, right? So your body's going to pull the energy from the up top. When there's no more, where's it going to pull from?
Going down low.
Legs, exactly. So that's what's going to happen. So but it's hard because that's when you start feeling it inside because you're feeling that pain now. Because
suffering.
dude, Emma's up. She was probably 10 weeks out, peeled to the bone, fucking veins running through her abs. It took about 10 weeks to get her lower half to catch up. So that's a great
Mess
question.
with you. Like,
No,
no,
they don't.
eventually mess with you.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's what I hear a lot. Like even Ashley today, she's like, my legs. I'm like, don't worry. And a lot of women are a lot different than men, I think too. And actually, let's talk a little bit about like the water, right? I think water plays such a difference because if you look at like Natalia's first show to second show I didn't peek her, by the way. It was just, we just walked on stage. I thought she had it, but she fucked up proposing. She knows about it. We talked about it. But the second show, we dropped water and it was like such a big difference where she got second at national. She lost the overall to girl, not good, right? Lost overall to second at nationals, right? Sebastian, when he transforms in peak week, like this man, when he drops that water, I could fucking like put rice in his quad separation, bro. Like and how fucking diced they
I
are. I could
remember
put
when we got 2
rice in
weeks
there.
out, that picture we took at Crunch, that was crazy.
Nuts,
That was
man.
crazy.
Because of the
That's
water,
when we started
so-
transforming really the last
Yeah.
2 to 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
What do you think like is the worst place you think guys can hold their fat? Like
Midsection,
back,
bro.
Midsection.
You are the
for
worst
sure.
fucking person ever. Yes, you are a
But
tough one.
look, definitely hit abs. Like, something that helped me out last year when we were getting ready from like the summer shredding show to like nationals. You remember when I got in with summer shredding, I was the first thing I'm gonna do is hit abs 5
Yes.
days, 6 days a week.
Yep.
I'm not even kidding. Just for doing that for 5 weeks, abs came out like this.
I think that matters. And like, to your point, you can't spot reduce, and we know that. But I do think
Like,
training that
hitting
area
abs, like-
more.
You have to train it, absolutely.
And that's one thing that I've included this time around with Matt, and I feel and see a difference. You know,
I mean, just talking about, with Kamal, the midsection, right? Midsection is very, very important. And I'm tired of seeing classic guys vacuum to hide their midsection, right? And so do I think vacuum is classic, but is it the most classic? No, not necessarily. But if you hit your vacuum and then you can crunch down and have an aesthetic midsection, I feel like that's way more powerful than just a vacuum with no abs.
It comes down to training. The reason
comes
why
down to
is
training.
because, for one, they don't train their abs, so they're
No.
not comfortable flexing down. They're only comfortable in that
In the
front double.
vacuum.
And I think Sebastian could probably attest for this because he wasn't training his abs, guys. I told him a million times.
But look, now,
it was
now
always
I'm
in his
starting,
plan.
now I'm trying to train
Right.
it. Like
Yes.
that. It took me from that summer shredding show until nationals, and I was like 5 weeks, 6 days, 5 days to 6 days a week, hitting abs, and it really showed.
Yeah.
And that was just in 5 weeks. So like I've been doing it now for full off season, and like now that I'm trying to like slowly chip away, I'm starting to see the work pay off. So and I saw the podcast you guys would come on. He's talking about bigger guys, open guys not hitting abs.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't even have abs.
Because how nice would it be, man, if you're sitting there, you hit a vacuum, and then you, it just
It's
peels,
nice, for
dice.
sure,
You're just
for
like,
sure,
okay.
for
Dude, deep cuts and the abs, like, man, fuck you. I look at this bitch and I'm like, you got your fucking your vacuum? Yeah.
That's my goal this
Go
year.
vacuum my house, bitch.
I can't even vacuum, but I'm not worried about it.
It's a
now
cool
because
trick.
Make me a sandwich.
They're so good.
shredded.
And and this is a big tip for everyone out there. I started training abs when I was 11 years old, guys. Not bullshitting. Go look it up. It's called 8-minute abs, right? I probably sent it to a few of my clients.
7.
You know what's crazy? I
7 minute.
just
What is
did
that,
last
bro?
night.
Did you?
With
Perfect.
my girlfriend.
So it's a YouTube
put it
video.
on. She put it on,
Even
and
abs.
it's like the 90s kind
Yes,
of video.
yeah.
Yes,
It's
that's
got
exactly
8 minute
what we did, yes.
All right, so it's a
I'm
pretty
about to-
popular video.
Shout out to Liv. She's gonna watch this. We literally
hilarious.
did it last night. She's
That's
like, let's do
awesome.
8-minute abs. I'm like, I want. She's
Yeah.
like on YouTube, and it's like this dude in like
Yep.
90s or
Yep.
whatever, like that. That'll
So
help
guys,
out
I
for
was
sure.
11 years old doing that. I did it for a year and a half straight until I had a six pack. Because when I was there, I was like, you know what? Like every girl wants abs, right? When I'm 11 years old, all the girl wants a kid with a six pack. I'm gonna get a fucking six pack. Every day I did it, guys, and I've never lost my abs since then. But you have to build them, right? Like you have to make sure you're doing the work until you have them. Once you have them, you can maintain pretty good. Like I can do abs twice a week now, and I'm still shredded and still have thick abs, right?
Yep.
So like Natalia today, actually. Brianna brought up something about abs. So I'm like, Natalia's like, oh, I don't train my abs. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, it's been on your plan for fucking 2 years, but come here. I put her on the decline machine, decline bench. I had her do one set, bro. She couldn't even, she was like,
shaking and
shaking, bro. She couldn't even do it. And like, so I said, we're going to be busting your ass the next year because we have a year and she's doing the physique division.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you need abs now, girl.
I'm like, girl, we're pushing it now. So, and I think she really realized that how weak that body part is. Guys, this is the center point of your physique.
Yeah, holds everything together, bro.
You're going to get injuries. Your back's going to blow the fuck out if you don't train your abs. Like, you're probably going to get some back pain. Your abs are the focal point of everything. So,
I get the fear of like, well, I don't want to build a bigger waist, but I just don't think that that's realistic.
Realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think just literally just hitting them.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like hitting legs. Like I literally don't have to hit legs anymore. Like, I mean, I still hit them, but like I hit them once a week.
Yeah.
And they're still there. Kind of.
They're not
back
going
to
anywhere.
Your point. Back to your point. You were hitting abs at a young age, and now you miss like you only do them like two to three times
Yeah.
a week, and they're still going to be there.
Yeah.
Same with my legs.
But when
Yeah,
I
your
was
legs are nasty.
prepping, I did abs every day. I'm not like 7 days a week. I did
Yeah,
abs.
I remember.
every day.
I'd be in there training with them, and yeah, right after the workout, a man's doing abs. Yep. Yeah, legs. You don't necessarily have to do legs, but you need to fucking do adductors.
Oh, for sure. That's actually what I've been doing. So my current leg day is literally just once a week, and it's literally just glute and hamstring focused.
Glute, hamstring, adductors, bro. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you want to balance
Well, I'm
out
still
the
doing
physique.
quads. I still do
Yeah.
quads.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
I still do like one variation of quads, but it's usually just glutes and hamstring focused.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah,
most part.
you're going to be fine. I'm not even worried about your quads. They ain't going anywhere. And same with you.
It's crazy that we're talking about you getting below 187. Like I see you just like existing, and I'm like,
Rhinoceros.
how are you going to be 187 or under?
You know what I mean?
Wow,
It blows my mind.
Like your hamstrings touch your calves. Probably right now they're probably touching.
That's so crazy that I get 30 pounds on it. No, I get 40 pounds on you in the classic division.
Yeah.
But that's amateur side. Though,
That's
right?
still
187
30 though.
What's
Right, yeah, I
what's
would.
your cap
Almost.
now for classic? If you
Mine for classics 227 unless they raised it
what
up.
was your last
212 or two. It was 212.
It was 212 for
Nationals.
for NPC, but then they moved it up to 217. So I was
Yeah.
Your
217.
last show was
My last show in terms of men's physique is 217, my cap, but I weighed in at like 214.5 fully clothed.
damn. Okay.
Yeah.
How last minute was that decision to go physique
What one?
when you turned pro?
Oh, it's 2 weeks
So that
before the
was
show.
that was 2 weeks before the show. So we did the Daytona Iron Life Classic, and we were the Thursday before that
It
competition,
was 1 week before.
and then he's like, hey, just do me a favor, hit this front pose real quick.
So you had
He's
to
like, yeah,
practice
you're
that
doing.
posing or nothing?
No.
No, I've practiced posing. So like I said, so when I was first starting out bodybuilding, my friend, he was doing men's physique, so I would pose with him. We'd do posing. So I learned how to do the pose. Learned how to do the back pose from fucking classic, but and then just incorporated it and then finally fine tuned it. But yeah, no, I knew how to do the pose. And so he's just like, hit it. So I kind of hit it.
And then I remember literally, it was literally guys like a few days before the show. I had to come over the house. There's a video on my social media.
Oh, yeah.
You see the back. I sat there and tweaked his back until it was like I moved his arms down. And I was like,
Just pop.
holy shit, we're done, right? So we ended up doing the rest of history, right? We got his pro card and everything, but it's cool, man, how far you can come in this sport. And I'm really happy that you decided to join us today and hear from
Absolutely.
veterans about how hard the sport is, but also how amazing the sport is if you put in the work and you take the time, right? So big, shout out to all three of you guys for prepping this year. It's a hard choice. I know I've been there.
yeah.
Hopefully you've talked to the family. They understand, lock it in. You guys have 11 weeks, about 22 weeks, 11 weeks for you. So good luck to you guys. Thanks for coming. But we are at the hour mark, guys. So
Oh yeah.
it was a good one, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Episode 8.
Thank you.
Episode 8.
go,
Like,
baby.
follow, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when we're posting more videos. Every Friday. we
Everything,
come
baby. Yeah, let's go.
in. Let's get it.
Hell yeah.